These are the 4 decks you want to be playing, and what I think will go under the radar, surprise people, and perform super well. The first deck I want to talk about is Super Quant, the hit to emergency teleport, and the pointless change didn't really do much, but we have Mannadium, which is basically an emergency teleport. It's a level 4 extender. It is the perfect Genesis replacement, and we also saw a top 8 Super Quant deck list running all the Herald hand trap cards with the Shizu cards. A lot of the top decks do require searching, but Magnus is 0 points, and it's very rare for a boss monster of this power level to be such a low score. So the real strength of this deck is the entire engine is 0 points, guys. That is insane. That means we can play our broken hand traps, we can play Ash Blossom, we can play Imperm, 4 loss. Right now I'm running 3 Ghost Ogre with 3 Joel and 3 Nibiru. I'm also running Exceed Unbreakable Barrier, which is a bias because I'm an on-the-map player, but this is a generic Omni Negate, and we just had Dragon's Mind increased in points from 0, so clearly they're trying to nerf the Omni Negate counter traps. I'm also running the Magnus Slayer trap card because I think this is one of the game enders you want in a Supercon deck, so you can take advantage of this trap card, which you can activate to turn it itself. Supercon Black Layer and Zaytan become tier 0 cards in a Genesis format when everything is powered down, which means we have turn 0 interaction with Black Layer. We can do a Book of Moon, a monster pop, or a spell trap pop, or an effect negation. We've now discovered Nibiru tech where you can make a Nibiru counter before you do your max board and still full combo. And if you want to see that, if you want to see an updated proper deck profile of this, let me know in the comments down below, guys. With Droll being so low in points as well, this deck actually plays under Droll and Lockbird, and I highly recommend you check out my Supercon deck profile, which is still relevant even in Genesis. This is an amazing deck, 100% a sleeper pick for Genesis. I did not want to keep this secret for any longer. This is my Mannadium White Forest Genesis deck. How is the Visas deck playable in Genesis? I'll tell you how. We can still rotate our field spells. We've cut down the Scareclaw engine because we're not reliant on Lightheart. The boss monsters, the end board is the exact same, but I've added my spice because Saint Azamina is 0 points, and this card is a huge counter for the Genesis metagame. You got Draco Tail which targets, you got MST which targets, and Saint Azamina is the best boss monster. Because Deception is 33 points, we've taken it out and we're only running Deception Fusion Spell, which is 0 but can be searched with Elza Azamina, which is 22. This took me a long time to deck build, but I'm really happy with where this is. We can still search an Omni Negate, we still have the Scareclaw engine for Chaos Angel, and of course, guys, don't forget one of the best synchros in the game is Silvera Wolf Tamer. This is 0 points, so we have a Book of Moon OTK set up as well. We also have Vader Kalanta making his appearance again because you can summon Revolution Synchron from the deck, and I think that's really cool, and only again one of the Scareclaw engines, so we've really sized this down. If you want to see another breakdown of this Mannadium White Forest deck for Genesis, let me know in the comments down below, guys. And this deck is just super custom made for Genesis. I think you're going to surprise people with the going first potential, also going second. Okay guys, next up is my DoomZ on a mat deck profile. We basically get to play full power DoomZ with on a mat, which has been slightly nerfed because Daughter Warrior is 7 points, and we get to basically win the game with 1 Onomatopoeia resolving, a Malfi and Mara. We can pop these in hand with Deacturus. We can summon Deacturus with the rank 4 engine in Onomat, but also if we really want to find a specific engine, we can go for the 7th Tachyon plate. We also have Therion Regulus plates, which I built into DoomZ Onomat. This is one of the strongest going for sports you've seen, and I think this is just the tip of the iceberg. This deck only gets better in Burst Protocol. I think this deck was made for Genesis, and in my opinion, it's the best, the absolute best sleeper deck for this format. I wanted to shout out how Voiceless Voice is extremely playable in the Genesis format. We've combined it with the Dogmatica Albazoa package, making for something really interesting. We're not playing Nadir's Servant, which is 33, and what you have here is a Voiceless Voice engine, which can also turn into a Dogmatica engine. Because these cards are 0 points, and because Genesis is very constricted, once you rip out that certain extra deck monster, they might lose the game because they have no access to their boss monster. With the Dogmatica ritual spells, you can send from the extra deck to the graveyard. With playing these Garuas, these Fossil Warrior cards as well, which trigger in the graveyard, which are all 0 points, making for a really strong engine. Don't forget, we also have Blessing of the Voiceless Voice, which also acts as a ritual enabler. I do wish Service was 0 points because I just don't think this deserves any. So the 3 points does feel a bit awkward at times, but this is still a great 100 point deck list, and I highly recommend you try it out. Just want to ensure that we can at least resolve some Dogmatica cards, rip out their extra deck, and again, because it's Genesis, those extra deck cards will have points, they might not run 2 copies, and we've all seen it, guys. Voiceless voice, if the engine gets going, I think this is a really good recipe in Genesis. So with that being said, thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to check out these videos as well. We do love discussions on the channel, trying to understand the meta game and maybe what Konami is thinking, what they could have done better. Comment down below, which of these 4 decks are you planning to play? Do you think there's another sleeper deck I missed? Let me know in the comments down below, and I'll see you guys in the next one.